I don't know about you, but in my mind at times when I see atrocities happening all over the news, people doing just heinous things towards other people, maybe the question that comes into my mind and maybe yours is, how does someone even do that to another person? Have you ever thought that before? How does someone even do that to it? How could you ever even get yourself to the place where you would act like that towards another human being? I'm about to try and explain how that happens. And it's all about this word justice, okay? We're gonna take a couple different views. There's a guy named Dietrich Bonhoeffer, Rowan Williams, and Miroslav Volf. All three of their minds are gonna come together to help us understand what justice is. And here it is. If you're a note taker, you're gonna love me today, okay? Proper justice is a clarity of vision. Proper justice is a clarity of vision. And this is what I mean. We have to have a clear view of who God is in order to have a clear view on justice. God looks at us attentively. He has a loving gaze that he views us in truth and in reality. And in that moment when he sees us truly, it reflects something back onto himself. This is what I mean. Because he can see us in reality, he sees us as created, which then reflects back onto himself as the one who is the creator. Okay, you tracking with me? Because he sees us properly, it reflects in seeing himself properly. Justice is a clarity of vision. And so our number one goal is to have the doctrine of God and how we view God set properly, because that view determines our clarity of vision with everything else that we pay attention to. This is my little illustration to help you out. This is us, this is God, and this is others. God initiates by showing us who he is. We reciprocate back by understanding who God is and showing him in his reality, which then reflects the way that we view other people. See what I'm saying? Let's use a different way of kind of explaining this. Okay, so here's us, here's God, here's others. God shows us who he is. We miss our view on who God is. We miss our view on everybody else. We're tracking? Justice is a clarity of vision. So how do we begin to do this with other people? Well, our identities are based up of two different kinds of things: boundaries and bridges. The Father is the Father because he is distinct from the Son. They are separate persons of the same essence. Boundary. But there is a bridge in identity towards the Son because the Father is to the Son one together in the same family. The Father can only be the Father because the Son is the Son. They are distinct yet united in their identities. And so when we are trying to think of ourselves, I am a husband, which makes me distinct from my wife, but the only way that I can be a husband is if I am connected to my wife. I am a son because I am distinct from my mother, but I can only be a son because I am connected to my mother. We're tracking? I know this is painful, guys. I wrote this knowing this was gonna be painful. I need you to trust me. This is going to be important for us. The thing about our vision is that if you are a Christian, your view of other people is determined by what Jesus did on the cross. Our vision of God determines our vision on other people, and there's only with clarity of vision, now we have a clarity of justice. This is what Rowan Williams wrote about Augustine. Augustine believed that justice in society was unthinkable without doing justice to God, returning God's attentive, loving gaze in silence and praise. A society that doesn't understand contemplation won't understand justice because it will have forgotten how to look selflessly at what is other. This is what I'm trying to say. If your vision is divided, where you are looking at two separate things to give you identity in your soul, God and fill in the blank for yourself, what you have done is you've made your vision ambiguous to the point where you've hollowed out the justice in your own soul that you no longer see everything around you properly. And as soon as you have done that, you have initiated the means for injustice to grow into your heart, because now you have the possibility of seeing other people in a way that is self-serving and dominating. Why? Because you haven't seen God properly, which means you haven't seen others properly. We're tracking. Justice is a clarity of vision. It's boundaries and it's bridges. It's the thing that makes me distinct, but the thing that makes me connected. Which means if I have an improper view of God, I have an improper view of others, and the way that I begin to treat others because of the hollowing out in my divided attention means I can be something to them which is not true. This is what I mean. If I don't see God properly, I don't see others properly, which means I can see other people as less, and that will reflect back on me to possibly see myself as more. Because I don't see God properly, I might not see other people properly, and because I see these people as weak, maybe that reflects back onto myself to see myself as powerful. You see what's happening? The reflection is off. And the way that I'm viewing other people is not in a way that makes glory of who God is and how God even sees those individuals. What I'm doing is I have a distorted vision that's not clear, that sees other people one way so I could see myself another way. Maybe the reason why we cheat on our spouses is not because of anything they have done, but because of what we have done in our mind to not see God properly and have shifted our thinking towards them to see them as less, and so I've justified my actions towards them because they don't deserve my love. Maybe the reason why I belittle people at work is because my view of God is off in such a way where I see that person as less, and now I'm justified in using the words that I use towards that person because I see them a very different way. Maybe I have prejudices racially towards other people because my view of God is off, and so my view of others is off, and because they have a different origin or a different color of skin, now I look down on those people and see myself as more powerful because I lack a clarity of vision. Do you hear what I'm saying? We have to understand this, that I am who I am because of boundaries and bridges, and the great act of me allowing others to be seen properly is the distinction between these two words. Injustice begins and is actualized when I destroy bridges. And the best way to see that I have destroyed a bridge with a different group of people is between two words: my and they. If I say my to someone, it means that they have some kind of a claim on me. They might be my friend. They might be my family. They might be my neighbor. You see how the language also has some kind of a claim, like they own a piece of who I am. There's some kind of an ownership there. It's because I've made myself who I am, distinct from those individuals, but connected. The moment injustice occurs is when I destroy my bridge of connectivity to that person, and it comes away with them. Those people, that group. You see how there's no ownership towards myself there? And as soon as I've made that jump mentally, now anything towards those people is possible. My actions against them, my thoughts towards them, my words towards those people. As soon as I have destroyed the bridge of connectivity to individuals, the violence and injustice that is possible will erupt. Why? Because you've been practicing it in your mind, and all you're waiting for is the opportunity.